Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I've got Kristen Shapp from LightStream, I think is what it's called. Anyway, we're going to talk about... is that what it is? I don't know. Going to talk about home improvements, and I believe that she's with a company that helps finance that. We're going to talk about what are some of the popular things people are doing these days. So I'm confused. I have my own note here, and I don't know what it says. But I do have a quote, so let's get off the note and onto the quote. Two of them. I've got one for Saturday, one for Sunday. Douglas MacArthur says, "There's no security in this life. There's only opportunity." I like that. And Andrew Carnegie says, "The first one gets the oyster. The second gets the shell." Love it. So be the first. The oyster's better than the shell. All right. Just want to make sure you understand that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Not because you weren't paying attention and you were on your phone. Would you put that down?
I'm sorry. I've
What
got
is going
people
on?
messaging me about an event.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry for making you work on the weekend.
Right?
All right, here we go.
I say this every weekend.
Let's do the Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, the 18th of August, is National Fajita Day. Or, if you're really cool, you call it Fajita.
That would be only you, and it
just
is
me?
not cool.
Oh, well, they always smile when I say that. And then,
I was like, isn't he special?
what an idiot. National Mail Order Catalog Day. Kids, back in the day, before the internet, that's how people bought things if they didn't want to go shopping. Mail order catalogs. National Ice Cream Pie Day and World Honeybee Day. Sunday the 19th is International Bow Day, B-O-W, or is it bow, like we should bow to each other? I don't know. Two
Either
words
or,
that are spelled the same way.
Yeah.
So maybe you should bow with a bow. Or you should bow with a bow. I don't know. National Aviation Day, Sunday, and National Soft Ice Cream Day. You know, if you have hard ice cream and you want it to be soft, just leave it alone for a while.
Yeah.
It'll soften up.
Yours.
All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, a study by the University of Oxford found that spending too much time playing video games is not turning kids into zombies. So apparently somebody thought that was the case. So they're saying this study was done by a bunch of college students to prove that spending time playing video games ain't too bad for your brain.
Uh-huh.
I think you guys kind of have a dog in the race on this one. So
Exactly.
I don't know if that's really
I don't know that I'm going to buy that study.
You know, now if it was a study done by a bunch of old people saying that it's okay.
A bunch of 50-year-old physicians, I might put some stock in it. But
they might be onto something here. Either that or they just want their kids to leave them alone. One or the other. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm okay with people playing video games. It's when you give up important things in your life to play video games, like not doing things you should be doing to play video games.
Exactly.
That's when there's a problem. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. According to police, a Virginia man has been charged after attempting a robbery with his 2-year-old son with him during the incident. That's not good.
Oh.
August the 5th, 3:30 in the a.m., police were dispatched to the all-auto repair shop. At the same time, units across the street at the 7-Eleven were there with a man in custody on attempted robbery charges. The owner of the auto shop says that he had a burglary alarm go off at his business at the front door had been smashed in. They investigated, and the man that they had in custody across the street had done both of the crimes. So it says they identified him as 29. Where did the drugs come in here? They said he had his 2-year-old son with him during the incident. He was charged with attempted robbery, burglary, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Oh, that's what I saw. I was thinking that he was giving somebody alcohol. It was just he had a 2-year-old with him during the commission of a crime. I feel as though I ripped you all off.
No,
so
you know what?
it
was a good story. Honey.
It's what happens when your brain is on drugs, or if they're not. Thanks. Sorry. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Angelina Jolie filed some papers last week accusing Brad Pitt of failing to pay child support for the last 6 months. So they're working on that. Now, I read online when I was reading about this, somebody said she makes like $30 million a film. Why does she need child support? It's not about that. It's about if he's the dad and she's the mom, and if they're separated and he's supposed to pay child support, that's what he's supposed to do. It's not for her. It's for the kids. Come on.
Okay, but
What?
seriously, I mean, with what they both make, they could each probably take care of the kids themselves when they've got them.
I understand. But again, the rules are the rules, Heidi.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Each situation should be looked at and examined differently, and that's ridiculous.
Okay.
And I'm sure they have 50-50 custody, right? So
I have
when
no
he's
idea.
got the kids, why doesn't he buy their stuff? And when she's got them, why doesn't
I don't
she
know.
buy their stuff?
Believe it or not, I know there are people who do know more about this than me. I'm not an expert. Mel B shared a poem online to celebrate her divorce from her husband. Mel B is the lady that's on that one show where they do the singing and stuff.
Yes.
She was a Spice Girl back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't have the poem. That's all I have. Thanks for listening. Wow, what a letdown. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. Ashley Horner flew to Haiti to embark on a feat that no other woman has accomplished. She's from Virginia, and she's competing in 50 Ironman races in 50 days. That's a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and a 26.2-mile marathon. One a day for 50 straight days. She's a 40-year-old mother of 3 boys, ages 11, 9, and 4 months. She's 4 months. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And she's attempting this feat to raise at least $100,000 for an orphanage in Haiti. Now that is really cool. I think it's really cool. So I hope she does well. And just the fact that she set out to do it has made me really happy. I think that's just a neat thing. According to internal documents viewed by Business Insider, Starbucks will debut their pumpkin spice latte earlier this year than they did last year. Last year, they put them out on September the 5th, and, Your Honor, August the 28th this year. Take a look at that. I don't understand why we had to do it that way, but internal documents viewed by Business Insider. Really, people? It's like they're doing a deep investigation on when can I get my pumpkin spice latte? So August the 28th. So what is
I'm not a
today?
huge fan of pumpkin spice lattes.
That's coming up. It's like a week and a half from now. So calm down, people. You'll be able to have your pumpkin spice latte before you know it. I can't believe that that's the way that story is written. It sounds like they did some deep investigating. Internal documents from Starbucks reveal they're going to be releasing the
I don't buy anything
pumpkin
from Starbucks
spice latte
anyway.
early. Well, if you like it, again, August the 28th. Scientists have detected an intense and mysterious low-frequency radio signal coming from outer space.
Yeah, you mentioned that the other day.
I'm thinking it's probably our transmitter. I don't know what these settings are for. What are they, knobs? I don't know what's going on. Something coming from outer space. No, it's coming from here. The Department of Homeland Security busted 5 people for trafficking. You ready for this? $73 million worth of counterfeit Air Jordans. That is crazy. That's a lot of shoes. So think about how many people out there are wearing Air Jordans, and poor Mike Jordan won't get anything for those.
Oh, poor Michael Jordan.
I'm just being silly.
He's struggling.
I think it's really sad that somebody would be counterfeiting those because, again, that's his deal.
People counterfeit everything.
They do, but don't do that. That's just, I don't feel worse for him than I would for somebody else. I'm just saying I think it's a bad thing to counterfeit anything. And let's change the subject and talk about this. There's a new survey by Quartzy. Have you ever heard of Quartzy?
No.
Quartzy, Quartzy?
No.
I've never heard of him, but I like that name. It's kind of a quirky name, Quartzy. Anyway, they have found that 7-Eleven gives you the best bang for your buck when it comes to coffee. What? Quartzy.
Why?
You spent all that time working on a name. Why not come up with good studies? Who cares? So if you're looking for the best value when it comes to coffee, snub at 7-Eleven.
Oh, my gosh.
I just don't get it. Oh, boy. Here, I thought we had some amazing study. I was really into the name, Quartzy. You kind of lost me at the whole, I get a better deal for coffee by half a cent if I go here. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us this weekend. Kristen Shapp is with LightStream. LightStream helps finance home improvement projects and other things, but summertime is a popular time for home improvement projects. We're going to chat with Kristen about that. Kristen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Now, I'm not real familiar with what you guys do, but at LightStream, you guys finance home improvement projects. Is that right?
We do. We provide unsecured home improvement loan financing for people.
That's awesome. Now, what are some of the hot trends that you've been seeing this summer, things that people want to improve in their home?
Well, for 5 years in a row, we've seen outdoor projects come to the top of the list. So things like pools, decks, patios, and hardscaping. That's been at the top of the list for 5 years now. Behind that, we see bathrooms, kitchens, and other kind of various home repairs falling in after that.
Well, those all sound like cool projects. Now, each year you guys do a survey as well. What are some of the findings that you found for the 2018 survey?
Each year we ask Harris Poll to survey homeowners to see what they've got planned for the next year when it comes to home improvements. This year, we're seeing homeowners are actively investing in their homes. 58% of people intend to do a project this coming year. So if you're a homeowner, chances are you're planning to do something. We are seeing a trend in renovating in order to stay in the home, age in place, or stay in the home longer. For the last 5 years, we've seen the number of people renovating to sell drop. It's at its lowest in 5 years. About 7% are renovating to sell. So staying in the home is the trend. We're seeing a significant intent in spending more and doing more with projects. So 45% of people are saying they're going to spend $5,000 or more this year, and that's the highest we've seen in the last 5 years. We're seeing that in our business as well. Our business is reflecting that same trend. So in 2018, LightStream home improvement loans are up 22% year to date over 2017, which is, of course, exciting for us, and we're excited to be helping people bring their home improvement dreams to life.
That's really cool. Now, are there any game changers when it comes to paying for these home improvement projects?
A couple things that we've seen. One is that people are starting with savings to fund as much of the project as they can, which is a great place to start. Credit cards are coming in as a supplemental way to extend a project as well, although if you're a millennial, you're much less likely to use a credit card this year than last year. Home improvement loans, like the LightStream Home Improvement Loan, are growing in popularity. So we see a 29% increase in intent to use a loan such as that. And if you're a millennial, that increase is about 54%. You're 54% more likely to consider a home improvement loan. And finally, people are 2/3 of people surveyed are actually expressing an interest in doing some of the work themselves. to make the project a reality and to accomplish more.
That's awesome. I love the do-it-yourselfers. Now, since LightStream actually does the financing, do you have any tips on how people can maybe save money and not have to borrow as much?
Yeah, a couple tips. Certainly, and I just went through a home improvement project myself, so I absolutely took a dose of my own medicine on this one. Setting a budget, we say it over and over, and it's extremely common sense, but you can't underscore it enough. Set your budget. Resist the temptation to add stuff along the way. There will be many temptations to upgrade this or add that, and it adds significant cost to your budget. Have a little cushion for the unexpected in your budget as well. You have to plan for the unexpected. And then do your homework when it comes to all of the different ways that you can finance your project, because there's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on your unique situation and what's good for you. Savings is a great place to start for everybody. It's a prudent place to start. But if you want to accomplish more than maybe what your savings will allow when you're doing a project, there's a lot of great options. Credit cards are great for smaller projects that you might be able to pay off sooner. But they can get a little expensive for bigger balances over a longer period of time. If you're trying to do something a little bigger, a home equity line can be a great way to do that. If you have some time to go through the process, you can borrow against the equity in your house. Unsecured loans like the LightStream Home Improvement Loan are a great option. We've got rates as low as 4.99% APR. And there's no fees on home improvement loans like that. And you can have terms up to 144 months, so that might allow you to take on a bigger project at a more affordable kind of monthly rate over a longer period of time. You can have your funds in your account as soon as the same day. So if speed's important to you, that could be a great option as well.
That's awesome. Thank you again for taking time to chat with us. If people would like to find you online, where do they find you if they have questions?
They can go to lightstream.com/annual-home-improvement to learn more about the loans that we offer, as well as the results of our survey.
Again, lightstream.com is the website, and I'll throw a link to that in the show notes for today as well. Kristen, thank you so much for chatting with us again this weekend.
Thank you.
And I know this time of year, especially on the weekends, there's a lot of people working on their projects right now. So if you've maybe seen other people doing some really cool stuff and you're saying, hey, I want to do that. I want to make my place awesome, but how in the world am I going to pay for it?
Yeah.
This could potentially be a way to do that. I've got a link to LightStream in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening this weekend.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It takes 142... Oh, wait. First, I better ask you, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
3.
Yeah, that's what I would have said, too. Because the wise owl said 3. But the wise owl, not so wise. Somebody actually did. Probably a government-funded grant. It takes 142.18 licks to reach the center of a Tootsie Pop.
That's ridiculous.
So, there. I can tell you, I know what I'm doing with the rest of my weekend. Where can I get me a Tootsie Pop? Thanks for listening to a fun fact on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and this is a word I'm going to use, Heidi. I love it.
Okay.
Our grandiloquent word today is humbuggery. Humbuggery. Have you ever heard this word?
I've heard humbug.
I have heard humbug, but do you know what humbuggery means?
What is it? The act of being grumpy?
Well, kind of. Language, behavior, or ideas that are absurd to contrary good sense. Okay. Something intended to deceive, a hoax or a fraud would be humbuggery. A person who claims to be other than what he or she is, an imposter, nonsense and rubbish, and also pretentious behavior or attitudes. All of that equals humbuggery. Those are all kind of different things. Because you
can mean a lot of things.
You can be pretentious
It's
without
like
being...
the word Smurfy.
Yeah. You
can use it for anything.
That's going to be the grandiloquent word one day. Smurfy. Can't wait to see what it means. I've wondered for years. Today's word, humbuggery. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Time now for some weird news this weekend. Police report that a corn dog thief is on the loose in South Carolina. Myrtle Beach woman called the police and said, "Hey, I got home yesterday and I found a male intruder just inside my door eating a corn dog." The 30-year-old victim said, "I recognize the man as somebody that I had met last year, but I don't remember his name. When I confronted the man, he said, I was hungry and I stopped by to get something to eat." The suspect pedaled away from the crime scene on her bicycle. So he stole her bicycle. The police said that her phone was also missing. So how did she call the police? Maybe she used the neighbor's phone. In a bid to identify the intruder, an officer processed... This is so ridiculous. They processed a State Fair corn dog box for fingerprints, but they came up short. There were no viable prints on the box.
Well, that's a shame.
I don't think they care so much about the corn dog. It was more likely the bicycle and the phone that they're upset about. But,
and the break-in.
Yeah, and the break-in. The corn dog, that's fine. You get the corn dog. We're not going to press charges on the corn dog. We will on the phone and the bike and the break-in. This is today's Weird News. Now, today's moment of duh. Police in Utah say they apprehended a dummy that was used by pranksters to scare drivers who thought the mannequin was a body. The Lone Peak Police Department said in a Facebook post that some juveniles dressed up a dummy, and they named him Fred at the police station, put him in clothes and placed him in the roadway. Suspects hid in the nearby bushes to watch the reactions of drivers. They said it may have been funny to them, but it was not funny to a female driver who happened to cross Fred. The Facebook post said, "Officers arrived and took Fred into custody. He's now being used to prank fellow co-workers around the office." But they've invited the dummy's owners to come claim him at the police headquarters and, quote, have a chat with officers. When I was a kid, I got to tell this story quickly. We took a stuffed animal, like a Grover, I think is what it was, or Oscar the Grouch, and we laid it in the road, and we had a rope tied to it, and we'd pull it in after people would run it over, and a policeman stopped, shined the light on us, unhooked the animal from the rope, and drove away with it. Bad idea, by the way. We didn't get in trouble, thank goodness, but I can only imagine that little thing is sitting on an evidence shelf somewhere. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida. And Heidi, I'm going to break the cycle. You're not going to get this right today because I'm only going to give you one story.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you two. So there's no pattern when I only do one.
Okay.
So you got to tell me, is this fake news? Something that we made up just to fool you? Or is this a real true story that happened in the great state of Florida? All right, I got to figure out which one I'm going to use so I can really trick you. How about this? Fake news or Florida? A Florida homeowner finds what he believes is the fountain of youth under his garage. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
Time's up. You say fake news?
Yeah.
Dang it, you're right. Ponce de Leon thought the fountain of youth was in Florida. That's why I made it up that way. But little known fact here, Nami. Ponce de Leon. I've been watching way too much Cheers lately. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got some good news on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Otherwise, frankly, I wouldn't read it at this point. That's
true story.
I always say that every day, but I just want to point that out. Our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. I've got good news for anybody with tattoos. For those of you with tattoos, here's a good story, a really good story. It says people are no longer discriminating against tattoos in the workplace, according to a new study. This is good news for people with tattoos.
Okay, to a certain extent.
I think a lot of it depends on where the tattoo is and what the subject matter is.
Exactly.
But it says, contrary to popular belief, tattoos are no longer impeding your chances of landing a job. In fact, they might even do the opposite. A study shows that the perception of tattoos in the workplace has changed so much that even a visible tattoo is not linked to individuals' employment or wages or earning discrimination. Specifically, this study found that wages and annual earnings of tattooed employees were statistically indistinguishable from those without tattoos. Now, surprisingly, tattooed job seekers are also just as likely, in some instances, even more likely to gain employment through the specifics of the statement that are not readily available to us. What the what?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is either. So it's in a published report in Human Relations. Anyway, 20% of all American adults, 40% of all millennials have tattoos. And the Pew Research Center was saying that when they started doing all this, they found that come up with a new excuse. That's no longer the excuse. Now, depending on what it is, if you have some terrible tattoo scrawled across your forehead, that might impede things. But if you got some cute little tattoo on your shoulder, probably not so much. So there you go. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got that story and other things linked in our show notes page at johnandheidishow.com.